But you can't rule out an actual conspiracy given what we know was taking place in the hour leading up to that event. You take a very confident person to say, there's no possible conspiracy at all.
And then we should also differentiate between asking questions and a conspiracy. Asking questions should never be considered a conspiracy. If there is anything that kind of makes you think that this could be plausible, it shouldn't be a conspiracy. It should be legitimate questions, and they should be allowed to ask, and they should be looked into.
Yeah, look, I mean, I have no problem with the word. The word conspiracy has a bad rap. You know, the conspiracies happen all through history. When you study ancient history, you have to study the Catalan conspiracy, an attempt to overthrow the Roman Empire, or overthrow the
Republic.
The Republic at the time. So, I mean, what we don't want to fall into are sort of groundless or very far-fetched conspiracy theories. But a conspiracy, like, you'd be a fool to deny that conspiracies don't happen on a regular basis.
But again, this is part of the left using terminology to lump together what we call theories and actual conspiracies and questioning into one group so they can dismiss it. I mean, and that's, as we mentioned earlier, the left's use of language to control the narrative. So we've got to keep that in mind. Questions, conspiracy are fine, but they will add the word theories so they can lump it in with lizard people, flat earth, or whatever, so that they can discredit you and they don't have to listen to your questions or what's going on. And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, John.
The best definition of a conspiracy is simply a concealed plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so if under that definition, there's a million conspiracies happening in Sydney today. Okay, but if there was a concealed plan to have Trump taken out last Saturday, it means that the shooter was in on it. Now, this shooter, we don't know much about him, but we know a bit about him, and he certainly does strike us as a lone deranged nut. That's what he certainly comes across as. So I don't think that if there was a grand conspiracy, that they would have used this nut. I also think if there was a grand conspiracy, they wouldn't have missed. Okay, so I think that there was, as Stephen was sort of indicating, look, we've seen the Democrats try to propose legislation to deprive Trump of any social security. We know what was in their heart. If there was a conspiracy, it was a soft conspiracy in that they reduced his Secret Service to a significant extent, and there was only one hope, there was only one motive they had for that, which was to sort of encourage a nut to go and do it.
I'm going to disagree on one point you made there, John. I mean, that was very well elucidated. I don't think the shooter had to be in on it for a conspiracy. Okay. He could have been manipulated. You can have a third party, and it's been shown many times in history where they've done that. They manipulate someone to act in a certain way, whether it's used through psychology, through drugs, through repetition, to think a certain way, to act in a certain way, and then allow it to happen. That doesn't mean he was in or aware how they were using him, but he still could be used, and it would be a legitimate conspiracy.
One of the things people have been talking about more recently today is this story about there being someone on the water tower. If you guys haven't seen anything about that.
I have. I've got a couple of...
Yeah, but I can't see any videos of it. I can't see anybody pointing to the water tower. Now, prior to the shooting, there's plenty of videos of people saying, he's got a gun, he's got a